In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a glass button, and using that we can switch between light mode and dark mode. So let's get started. So I've set a blank canvas, so I'll just create desktop version, and I'm going to add a background. I'm gonna search for some background which is in light mode right now. So I'm gonna pick this background and then just fit it here. Right, so we have our background. And now I'll create the button itself. I'll create a frame first, and then I'll create a fill, and the background is present inside desktop. And then I can see that the frame is here, and I'll go to effects, click on this drop shadow drop down, and then I'll see something called glass. It is not very visible right now, but you can see that there is a glass effect. I'm gonna make this a rounded corner, and I'm also gonna reduce the size. So I'm just gonna make it 160, and I'm gonna add a rounded corner here. Now if I want, I can adjust the intensity depth, like how much I want, so I can see that. Okay, so for now let's just keep this. Now we need three things. We need sun icon and the moon icon for both light mode and dark mode, and then we need the selector that switches between both. So I'll just create the selector first. So again, I'll create a frame inside this frame, and let's also name this. So I'm going to name this as pill, and I'm going to name this as selector, and I'm going to name this as background. Inside selector, I will again create a new class button which will have a effect, and then I'm going to also make this as a rounded corner. And one thing I'll do here is I'll make this auto limit. So if I resize it, it will help me, scale automatically, right? So it scales automatically. And what I'll do is I'll reduce the padding here. I'll make this maybe 40 for now. Let's keep it 40. Maybe I'll change it. And this selector, I'll increase the roundness so it looks like a proper pill. And then I'm going to make this as frosted. So if you click on this icon once again, then you have the option of frosted. I'm going to increase the frostness so that any element on top of this will be more clearly visible. So now what I'll do is maybe I'll modify this a bit, like how I want it to look. So I'm going to make the button size 88, and I'm going to make this fixed, and going to make this as horizontally aligned, duplicate. So we have this, but I think padding is a lot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the padding. So I'm just going to make it 24. Let's see if that looks better. I think this looks slightly better. And what I'll do is now I will decrease the opacity of this selector. Right, I'll just make it 0. So we don't see that selector here. Now I'll add the icon. So this is the sun icon, which is for light mode. And yeah, we have that icon here. And then I'm going to place it inside this selector, and maybe increase the size by 1.5x. I'm gonna scale it by 1.5x, or maybe even make it 2x, I guess. I think it should be fine. 2x is fine. We have this now. Now I'm gonna create one more icon for moon. I think this is fine. So same thing, I'm going to make that as 2x. So, and I'm going to place it here, right? Since this is auto layout, I'm going to remove this. We don't need auto layout anymore. I'm going to take the icons out, or maybe what we can do is center align that inside and then take it out. I'm going to take the icon out. I'm going to delete the selector which we have reduced the opacity of. We don't need that anymore because we want to play around with this selector moving back and forth. And then This icon is present inside the selector itself. We don't want that, so I'm just gonna move it outside, and I'm gonna change the color to white, right? And then we have our basic light mode, dark mode toggle setup. So now we need to animate this. I still feel that the padding is a lot. I think having a smaller padding would help. So what I'll do is I'll just expand it top bottom a bit. I can see that it is 16. I think this is fine where we have this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the frame and I'm going to make this as a component. And then I'm going to create a variant of this frame. So there's a button called add variant on top, right? If I click on that, it just duplicates that existing component and duplicates that. I'm going to name this as dark, and then I'm going to name this as light. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move the selector now to the right. So that it's properly placed in 16, and the position is also not right, so we're gonna fix the position. We need to copy this position also, and now I'll animate. So I'll create a prototype, make this as smart animate, and if I click on this, then arrive here, smart animate. Now let's remove this component, create a flow starting point, and then you'll see a small button here. You can click on that. Okay, so now we have our button toggle. So if I switch, I can see that it is switching. Okay, now the background should also switch because this looks light. Now we need to make this as dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to export this image only. In ChatGPT, we're going to add the image. Okay, this is too dark. Okay, so it has given some result. I'm just gonna copy this image and I'm gonna paste it here. So now let's go back and preview. So this is your light mode, this is your dark mode. Light mode, dark mode. It's not very perfect, but yeah. I think in dark mode you can clearly see the glass effect more. Hope you found this useful. If you like the video, please like, comment, share, and see you in the next one.